Welcome to iHeartRadio.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome to iHeartRadio. I don't think he needs an introduction because we already know who he is.
Hi, I'm Phil.
This is Phil, everyone.
Phil McCracken.
Phil
Nice
McCracken.
to meet you. Phil McCracken.
So great to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
AJ, it is so
Thank
good
you.
to have you here.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, our team was genuinely excited when they found out that you were coming into the building.
Awesome.
And I don't know if you've heard this lately, but you are radiating with excitement. And there's kind of
Thank
like
you.
a new feeling to you. And it just seems that you genuinely love what you do.
I do.
Yeah.
I really, truly do. I love what I do. I love where I'm at in my life today. I can say that I actually, in a non-conceited way, love myself today.
Yes.
So, because I didn't for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's pretty powerful, though.
it's a big deal, you know? So it's like a whole fresh start on just everything. And it's amazing what happens when you change your perception on things, you change your whole attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing what comes back when you pay it forward.
Right.
Without asking for anything. I don't expect anything. I don't want or need anything. Things just happen. And I'm so grateful for all of it.
Oh,
Whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is.
that's really good. I love hearing that what you put into the universe, you get back.
You do.
You get back.
You do. Tenfold.
And which is amazing because you have this shared passion with a new partnership that you've been working with. And I am super excited about this one because I don't think that mocktails are having a moment right now. I think that they've become a way of life for people.
They have, and they're not going anywhere.
And they're not going anywhere.
I think there was I don't know how to put it. There was like a distancing of oneself from the idea of the mocktail or like, you know, am I going to miss out on the party? Am I going to like not be as fun? Am I going to not have as much of a good time if I don't drink?
Right.
Or if I just have a soda or water or whatever? And it's like, no, you'll probably have even more fun. And I mean, I know I do.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it is a thing now where there's this sober curious community that's growing rapidly. And since I've been here in Canada, it's like the first time I've heard that put that way, sober curious. I love it. And it is a thing. And, you know, I've had my fair share of mocktails, which aren't really necessarily a mocktail. Like I would say, well, can I get a virgin daiquiri or like a virgin whatever?
Right.
And it's just like soda water in this. It's not.
It's pretending.
There's no flavor.
It's pretending.
It is. There's no flavor to it. There's no like. It's just kind of blah.
There's no oomph.
There's no oomph. Thank you.
You're missing the oomph.
But Atypique.
Okay.
There's a lot of oomph, and it is delicious. It's low in calories. It is the #1 ready to go mocktail in Canada, and I am honored to be an ambassador for such an amazing brand.
Well, I was going to say the great thing about mocktails is that you always remember what happened the night before.
Yeah.
Right?
There's nothing wrong with that. Like
You were
you
like,
want to do that.
I remember it. It was a good
Yes.
night. It was okay. So we're going to try this. You've suggested that I have, what flavor am I trying again?
That is the
Margarita.
Margarita.
Okay. Are we
Yes.
ready? And do
Here,
you have
I'm
one?
going to have the spritz.
Could we do a cheers?
We should
Okay.
do a
We
cheers.
should. Okay, here we go.
Salud.
Margarita. So I'm not just saying this because AJ is sitting next to me and he happens to be in a partnership with Atypique. However, this is crazy.
It's right. Like,
I've had mocktails before, but this is there's oomph.
There is oomph, and like when I first tried it, I was a little
Worried
confused. I was like,
that there might be something.
I'm like, yeah, dude. I was like, how is this possible?
Yes.
And
Okay.
I love it. She's just gonna keep going.
I'm just gonna keep
Just
going.
chug.
I'm gonna do. Don't you tempt me.
Hey, no, it is. And
I love it.
Not only is it taste great, it just the whole presentation.
Yeah.
It's bright, it's positive, it's fun. You will literally see it when you're at the store. Like there's no bypassing it. Like literally I was in a like little mini mart the other day getting snacks to go back to the hotel. And I looked up and I'm like, there's a whole shelf of just Atypique. I'm like, I took a selfie. I'm like, this is awesome.
I'm buying a case and it's going to be my summer drink. And I'm not just
Yes,
saying that.
yes,
I can
it
still
will.
taste it. You know, there's like that aftertaste
And
that's
it's
still
a good one, right?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't tried the other flavors. However, margarita is top for me.
There you go.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing that and for being so open.
Of course.
I know that you are very open about the struggles that you've dealt with, which I just think makes you so relatable when you talk about it on that level. And I'm curious, what motivates you to keep going?
I mean, not unaliving myself is a big one.
That's a good one.
Because
Yeah.
that kind of comes with it now. I have a healthy fear of what's out there because the opioid crisis, fentanyl, is a huge, huge problem. And I know me, the kind of addict that I am, one thing leads to another. So if I pick up a drink, the drugs are going to be soon to follow.
Right.
And I don't want to leave my children fatherless. My kids have never seen me drunk. They never need to and never have to. And I love the person that I am today. So clear. I'm not hiding behind sunglasses or there's no mask being worn anymore. And I like to say I'm perfectly imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a mistake and I'm not a mistake. You know, I went through a phase. It was a long phase, but I went through a phase that obviously was what was meant for me to go through. I have no regrets. But I just want to just be as consistent as I can and know that, okay, all I have to do is just get through today. Yesterday I got through, I'm good. That's in the past. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. Doesn't matter. It's about staying in the present. And that's why we call it a present, because it's a gift. So stay in the now.
Yeah, you exude that. I love that you continue to talk about it. You have said before your tattoos are like an external diary for you.
They are.
And one of the coolest tattoos I think you have, I don't know all of them personally, but you recently talked about braving.
Yep. Brene Brown.
I love this. Can you tell everyone what that means?
Yes.
It's so cool.
While I was in Scottsdale, Arizona last summer, doing some deep diving, soul searching and some trauma work and whatnot, in my core group of therapy, we watched a video. It was a TED Talk, and I was introduced to the amazing Brene Brown, who I have to meet at some point.
You have to meet her.
I have to meet her. I feel like she could be like my third mom.
Oh, yeah. Did you just recently discover her?
I just recently discovered her.
Brene Brown is life.
So her kind of mantra of how she lives her life is this phrase, braving, which stands for boundaries, reliability, accountability, vault, integrity, non-judgment, and gratitude.
I love that.
And that's a humdinger to live by, but it's pretty easy to live by if you set up boundaries and you live a truly authentic life of who you really are.
You make my tattoo that I have seem so insignificant.
What do you have?
You are going to make me tell everyone what
I am.
I have kept this a secret for so long. It is on my back.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
All right.
It's my zodiac sign, which is Sagittarius.
Okay.
And my favorite flower, daisy.
Okay.
That's it. That's the meaning. I don't know.
Well,
what is
now the real question is upper back or lower back?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
That changes things drastically.
Everything. I know.
That changes things immediately. You're like, I see.
Yeah. Well, it's very cool that you are out doing so many projects right now. The mocktail. One of the coolest things I think you're doing right now, getting to team up with Joey Fatone, doing what's the tour called again? It's a legendary night.
Yes.
And you started kind of doing these one-off shows, and then you realize that there is so much need for this.
There kind of shockingly is, because obviously both fans of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys are still begging and hoping for a double headliner tour.
I know.
Never say never, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I can tell you that.
Okay.
But this is the best option you have now.
We'll take it.
But it is a great show in the sense that looking in the audience and seeing NSYNC fans, Backstreet fans, all coexisting, meeting new friends, gaining new friendships. Now, because of Taylor, there's all these like Joey and AJ bracelets being made, friendship bracelets happening. I wish we could take credit for it, but that's a whole Taylor Swift thing.
That's a moment.
So,
okay.
Yes. But It's almost a 2-hour show of just each of us singing each other's band songs, singing together,
So cool.
classic hits from the 80s, 90s today, crowd interaction. We bring girls up on stage, guys and girls up on stage. I serenade. I pick a different girl every night to serenade. I do 3 solo songs from my upcoming solo record. And we just tell stories and we just have a good time. And it's really like unlike any show you'll ever see.
Well,
really.
I heard there's also, you do a part in the show where you do television theme songs.
We do television. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What's your favorite right now?
Friends, of course.
Friends.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I mean, in that section of the show, that's my favorite one to do.
Okay.
But if you're asking my favorite TV show right now.
Okay, theme song.
Wow. I mean, then it's going to be Friends or Cheers.
Oh, okay, do you do that one on the tour?
We do that one, and also Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Yes, I mean, come on.
That just happened.
That was my original Friends because I used to watch that show with my grandmother, and that's an ensemble cast if you think about it.
Right.
And I mean, I am one of the people on my bucket list that I really wanted to meet before they passed was sadly Betty White. And she is. But there is another person on my bucket list who is Canadian. Who is my man crush, who I will continue to manifest to meet someday. And he did 2 comments on 2 of my TikToks and I about screamed like a little girl. DEADPOOL himself, Mr. Ryan Reynolds. He is everything to me.
Right?
He's an amazing father, amazing husband. He is hilarious.
Yes.
He is philanthropic. All the things he does to give back to the community.
I agree.
He is just, God, I love that man. I love that man.
He's so good. He's good. We have the same man crush.
Yes.
We really do. Last night, just happened to be a very big night. Mm-hmm. Jelly Roll.
Yes.
Comes out, makes his debut in Canada, and admits to the entire crowd that he is a diehard boy band fan. Not just any boy band fan, but a Backstreet Boys fan. Brings you out on stage.
Get on out here, AJ. Let's sing some music for these motherfuckers. What's up, Tio? Yes.
What was that like?
I mean, so I was always going to go to the show, and him and I have crossed paths over the last year at different events, record label parties or the iHeart Awards.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, if we keep doing this, like we're going to have to do something at some point.
Yes.
Our stories are very parallel, both sober, regardless of incarcerations or non-incarcerations. We are both parallel in the same world of sobriety. He is one of the most sweetest human beings. So I just threw it out. I said, hey, first time here in Canada. We have a massive fan base here. It would be an honor to sing a song with you. What about I Want It That Way? And he's like, done. So we worked it out. He goes, I'm going to put it right here between these 2 songs. And it just happened organically. I thought we were going to sing it more, but literally we both got like 2 words out and the entire crowd sang the whole thing.
Oh, tell me why. One more time for AJ from the Backstreet Boys, y'all. How cool is that shit, y'all?
Well, you know what that means,
phenomenal.
though, right? That just means that we're going to have an AJ Jelly Roll collab
in the
near future.
I'm working on that now.
Okay, good.
I am working on that.
Because there's so much country crossover with pop right now. It's
but
happening.
I have to say, watching his show, that was my first time seeing him live. It's like country, but it's rock. It's like rap. He's the full package.
He really is.
And
everything.
He's so genuinely humble. Like talking to the crowd and just, it was awesome.
Okay, so while we're waiting for the Jelly Roll collab and we're waiting for the BSB and NSYNC tour, I'd like to talk about something that you brought up. This is your idea, and I think it's brilliant. You have like a festival idea. I've heard about this. Throwback festival idea.
We have talked about doing a festival at some point, like a Coachella or one of these where, like we've joked around with names like Poppalooza or whatever, but literally getting bands and artists from our time period to do the festival from the 90s, early 2000s, but all over. So if we come to Canada, it's Canadian acts.
Right.
If we go to Europe, it's European acts in the US and vice versa, and crossover. So, seeing when in our schedule we can try to facilitate something like this, but it would be fun. It would be really cool.
And if you go to the UK, you just call the Spice Girls and you're like, come on guys, Spice Girls.
Take that, Spice Girls.
Spice Girls has been a rumor for years now.
I know. I that's because of, again, my fault, because of me. I made one comment on one red carpet and said, I said, how crazy would it be if Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls did a stadium tour together? It would probably break the internet. And that got taken out of context, twisted, and reinserted into it's happening. And then they asked Mel B, they asked a couple of the other girls, and they were like, we'd be down. And then it's just, our schedules just never.
I know, it fizzled. But you did make a very cute Scary Spice on the BSB 25th anniversary cruise. That was...
I also was all 5 Spice Girls when I did RuPaul's Celebrity Drag Race.
Yes, that's right. So I feel like this is a thing that has to happen.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Does. I'm on board for that.
Or you get Backstreet, NSYNC, and Spice Girls to tour together.
Yeah.
Crap, did I just start a whole new rumor?
I think you did. You heard it here first.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say it.
Who were you listening to when you grew up? Like, I'm always curious, and I ask this question about people and what they had in their childhood bedrooms, the posters on their walls, whether it was, movies, like what inspired you when you were younger?
I had a Goonies poster. Yeah. I had a Michael Jackson poster. But originally the music that I grew up listening to is nothing close to what I do for a living or what I kind of grew into on my own. I grew up listening to Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Three Dog Night, Leonard Skinner because of my mom.
Yeah.
And then obviously Michael Jackson. That was the only pop artist I listened to. From that, I kind of discovered Stevie Wonder, Prince, Queen, David Bowie. And then in the 90s, then it was Boyz II Men, Shy, Jodeci, Color Me Bad, right before Backstreet Boys started. And Drew Hill, all of that. That was kind of where I went. And now I listen to everything. I think some of my friends judge me that I love me some Enya. Like I will be cruising down the freeway in traffic in LA, bumping some sail away, sail away. I have no shame in that.
That's good.
Enya's great.
That's good. Are you, do you get inspired by what your girls listen to?
I do. I mean, I was introduced to Ava Max because of my girls. I just introduced my girls to Biggie Smalls, to Eminem, to Prince, and they keep, introducing me to different new artists that they either find on YouTube or that their friends are listening to. And they've got really good taste. I mean, my oldest daughter, the first album that she listened to was the Beatles' White Album. Oh. So,
that's good taste.
I mean, that's my ex-wife. She's a massive Beatles fan, as am I, but she's more. So, my kids have had very well-rounded genres of music. And it's okay that my daughters are also fans of NSYNC. It's fine.
Oh.
I did catch them watching the video for Bye 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 once. And I was
but it's like Uncle Joey. It's okay.
It is, though. I mean, they're going to be with Uncle Joey in a couple of days. We're all going out to Disney.
Oh, that's great. Are you?
Yep.
Oh, that's
fun. It's a daddy-daughter date extravaganza with my best friend and also with Joey. Yeah.
That's so cute. I was going to ask you what it's like being a girl dad.
It's honestly the best. Not to say that I don't think I would know what to do if I had boys, but we have our daddy-daughter dates. We go get our nails done. We go shopping. It's just, I don't know. It's just more fun.
Yeah.
Although one of my friends told me the most traumatic thing to tell a new father when my oldest was born.
Yeah.
And I'll try to PG this as best I can.
Yeah.
He said, this is what you get. Number one, you get a girl. He goes, if you had a boy, you only have to worry about one PP. With a girl, thousands. I'm like, why would you say that to a new father?
Someone told that to my husband as well when we had my daughter.
And then of course I have a second girl, and I'm like, but I truly wanted to have another girl.
Yeah.
And my girls are the biggest blessing in my life. I live for both of them, and they have taught me so much, and they are both just my biggest fans, my biggest supporters, and also my best security.
Are they really?
Oh yeah, they do not like when daddy gets stopped. They used to love it and think it was cool a couple years ago. Now they get like very territorial.
Okay.
So
it's
if
like, that's my
daddy
dad.
gets stopped too many times, you're like,
Back
that's
off.
my dad.
You
No.
go away.
Yeah.
Are you the father that you thought you would become?
I'm more today, yes. Obviously, being a parent is a continuous learning curve. You're always learning, you're always growing, unless you just, settle.
Mhm.
And I will never settle. I want to continue to grow with my girls. I want to continue to learn from them and teach them and just be their friend. A lot of my buddies that have girls that are older, they still have that relationship with their 20-year-old daughter who, like, if she goes out with her friends, she's calling her dad to come hang out like that. Not every time.
Right.
Obviously have your life, but how cool is that? Like, I want that with my girls.
Yeah.
So it is the best.
I've got a great relationship with my dad, and so much so that I allow him to track me everywhere I go.
See?
Are you planning to do that with your girls?
Well, yes, I am.
Like-
Right now, I need to do it more so because they both keep losing their phones.
Okay.
And it's like, you're 11 and 7. A lot of your friends don't have phones yet. We've given you phones to be responsible. We started it because they both were, years ago, they were both doing competitive dance. So when they're in those rooms for hours
Yeah.
on edge and, mom and dad are not allowed in the rooms, we want to make sure if something's weird or uncomfortable, they can reach us.
Right.
So, but now they keep leaving their phones places, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Fine. I'm going to have to find my phone or get whatever and like know where you are at all times.
You sound like such a dad right now.
Well.
You do. Your grandparents, your mom had, such a hand. They raised you.
Yes.
What's the one memory that you often think back of being with your mom and your grandparents that makes you instantly smile? Is there a moment or a place and time that you were?
For me and my grandmother, it was any audition because she always took me to all my auditions because both my mom and my grandfather both worked 9-to-5 jobs. For my mom and I, it was every year her company that she worked with, there was a big parade and they would build floats. So I got to like be part of that building process and like ride on the floats with them.
Oh, that's cool.
That was cool. And my grandfather was a big fan of the show Benny Hill and the original Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation. So every night after dinner, my grandfather and I would sit on the couch and watch Benny Hill, Star Trek, and then my grandmother and I would watch the Carol Burnett Show or Golden Girls. So like anytime I see any of those shows, it just brings me back to just a really good time.
That's so sweet. I love that. Lots of memories and just so happy for where you are in life right now. And it was such a pleasure and an honor talking to you. The solo project is happening right now. Yep. On tour with Joey, of course, the mocktail Atypique. We're so happy to have you here, and Canada loves you. You come back anytime and come visit us, okay?
And I will.
Yeah.
I will cheers
Are
to
we
that
gonna cheers?
one more time. I will cheers to that.
This whole interview, I've been craving this.
So I will cheers to that
So,
one more time.
There we go.
Thank you.
AJ, thanks for hanging out with iHeartRadio. Love it.
Bye.